Well, West Virginia led 2-0, but then Baylor scored late to make things very dramatic at the end, but WVU did hang on for a 2-1 victory over the Lady Bears. Nick Farrell here with Adam Zundel to break down West Virginia's third straight victory. Adam, your instant reaction to this one that got a little bit hectic at the end.
Yeah, it was almost in 3 segments. Pretty even there for the first segment. West Virginia took control. You thought they were going to cruise away with it, and then Baylor makes things very interesting. They get that late score, made a late push. West Virginia made enough plays down the stretch to come away with the full 3 points.
We'll get to highlights in just a minute. West Virginia victorious for a third straight evening, a 2-1 victory over Baylor, but it did get interesting down the stretch. So to get thoughts after this one, we welcome in West Virginia's head coach, Nikki Izzo-Brown. Coach, it's your 357th victory at West Virginia, but it certainly got a little tense down the stretch, didn't it?
It did. The team created so many chances tonight, and you got to give credit to the Baylor goalkeeper. I mean, it was just one opportunity after another we let go through our hands. So that was frustrating. And obviously a team like Baylor, to put one away was something that we knew they're so dangerous. So it was definitely a game of nerves tonight. That's for sure. For me, for sure.
The way the goals were scored when we were looking at this game all night didn't seem like that was the way they were going to be produced, particularly that first one. But can you tell me about Alina getting a lot of minutes tonight, making the most of that opportunity?
Yeah, it's Alina's getting herself back in it. She's getting healthy. Just created an incredible shot in the angle she took, and with such precision. I was just so happy for her. And then you see Gabby Robinson thread the needle to Steffi, where, Steffi missed one probably 10 minutes before that, and she buried a great final third pass in from Gabby Robinson.
It was the game winner from Stephanie Ferrer Van Ginkel. Coach, this was an important one, though. Yes, it was a little bit interesting at the end, but how important of a victory was it to stay atop the top of the conference?
Oh, it's so important. There's so much parity here, and, Baylor's beaten us 2 years in a row, and for us to, be able to deal with their pressure and how they disrupt us, I give a ton of credit to the team. So not only was the little battle important, but the big battle of us, continuing to stay on top.
Mountaineers stay atop the Big 12 standings thanks to this victory. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
That's a very, very relieved Nikki Izzo-Brown after the Elizabeth Koyman goal for Baylor. Those final 5 minutes, Adam, probably seemed like a lifetime, but we congratulate her on the victory over the Bears, West Virginia's third straight. And Adam, as we alluded to a moment ago, the goals for WVU came in very unique ways, especially that first one from Alina Stahl.
Yeah, you would expect breaking down Baylor 1v1. That wasn't it. West Virginia got a loose ball. Stahl buries it for the lead.
And then the second goal came in the second half for West Virginia. It was 1-0 at halftime, but then a great shot by Steph Ferrer Van Ginkel.
Yeah, and we heard Coach Izzo-Brown talk about Gabriella Robinson threading the needle, and Ferrer Van Ginkel buries it.
We thought West Virginia would seal away a 2-0 victory and a clean sheet. Elizabeth Koyman for the Lady Bears had other ideas.
Perfectly placed shot. Massey gets a little bit of it, but not enough, as Baylor slipped one by, made a final push, but wasn't enough.
So the Mountaineers don't get their clean sheet. They've only had one this season, but they do get the victory, and it's an important one. West Virginia, though, when you look at some of the stats, Adam, did seem to have the upper hand offensively throughout.
Yes, was in control for a majority of the game. They forced Want to make a ton of saves, but West Virginia was really in control all night. Late push by Baylor, but the stats are in favor here for the Mountaineers.
Next up for West Virginia, a game against Oklahoma. Then it's back home against Kansas on October 30th. You'll be able to watch that one on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus, live from Dick Dalesk Soccer Stadium. It's 5-1 now for West Virginia and atop the Big 12 Conference after a 2-1 victory over the Lady Bears of Baylor. WVU in good shape with 3 games to go.